I'm Tiffany Watson. I'm from Powder Springs, Georgia. I went to Auburn. I actually graduated, or I started in 2010, and I graduated Auburn in 2015. Took my time.
Yep.
I graduated with a degree, a Bachelor of Arts in Media Studies, and now I am a social media producer for a television show called The Talk. I've been in this position for about 4 to 5 months, so I'm kind of new. And then before this, I guess I'm going backwards. Before this, I was a video producer for a startup called Attention, where I produced and edited videos, and I did that for Facebook and Instagram as well. I did that for about a year and a half, and that's what brought me to Los Angeles.
Very cool.
And then that was cool. I've met like some great people. It's really cool working with people all around the same age. It's really rare, so that was really unique. And then before that, I was a digital video producer at USA Today, and that was my first job out of college. Every day is different because the show is live. So basically, I get here around like 8:30, and I meet with like the EP, and I go over like what does he want to like put on social. And like since I started, one thing that we've been integrating are polls, so we'll do like polls with our audience, and it's really cool because now they're using them in the show, and I'm like, oh my gosh, mom, did you see that? Like
Like I did that was me.
I was like, yeah, I was like, mom, look. So we'll go over like social for the day, and then like I'll come back to my office, and I have to like draft up everything to be approved, because like if we're mentioning like brands, and like if a story, like we have to be careful with language, like allegedly, and like like the Jussie Smollett case is like perfect because like it's been so much, like we don't know exactly what happened, so we can't be like he said this, so I have to like make sure
it's all those legal things that you don't think about.
And legal, like they're in the emails and everything. So once that's approved, I like draft out everything, and then the show, we have a meeting at 10:40, and it's with like the producers and the host. And then after that, the show starts at 11. So I'm live tweeting the show. I'm responding to things on Facebook. So I run our Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
Do you have a team, or is it all you?
It's mostly me. So like, I mean, like some of the stuff like I have to reword, but a lot of the stuff I do come up with myself. So yeah, it's crazy because I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm one person. Like, how can I do this? But like, I'm learning how to ask for help, because this position is split between the studio and then like CBS Interactive. So the interactive part is responsible for anything that's online on CBS.com, on our social, and then the studio is obviously their main focus is the show. So I have to like juggle between both teams. So I'm live tweeting during the show. Sometimes we have a photographer, so I don't have to take pictures. Other times I have to like jump in and take pictures. And I also have to do these social guest requests, which basically when we have a guest on the show, like I have to come up with some kind of idea to do with them for social. So like sometimes that's hard because I'm like who's here next week? William H. Macy is here, and I'm like, well, what is he in? And I'm like,
oh, you have to
okay,
research things about him.
Yeah. And I'm like, do we want to put it on Facebook? Do we want to put it on Twitter? Like, what do we want to do? So I have to do that. And so, I'm live tweeting the show, running around. And then after the show, I have to like post like our hot clips for the day. If I need to follow up with the host about anything, I'm doing that. And that's a one show day. So sometimes we have two shows.
Yeah, so your Thursdays are a lot.
Thursdays are a lot. We have like a small break, and then we have a meeting for the next show. So that's like kind of a normal day, but there's also like a lot of planning that I have to do, and with like our paid for a post, and a lot of just like I ran my first like Facebook Live, which to the average person probably sounds like really easy, but it was basically a mini show.
No, yeah.
Like I had to have like basically a team help me. Like we had cameras and angles, and like I had to write the questions, and it was basically like I produced a mini show, and I was just
on
like,
Facebook.
Okay, on Facebook. So it's just a lot of like thinking on your feet, and most people think like socials really easy, but it's you if you make a mistake, like everyone sees it. And then also in my last job, I was a video producer and editor, which I kind of do here too. So a lot of times, like I'll do something with a guest, and then I'll like come back and edit it, and then upload it on my phone to like Instagram or whatever. So I still am editing and stuff like that. So it's just a little bit of everything. I just don't want to be in a position where like I'm stuck because I know only how to do one thing. So I'm always trying to learn. So I think my future like goal, I would love to be like a segment producer, I think.
Okay.
Or
you like the talk show area?
Or like a creative producer. I do like the talk show.
That format, maybe.
I do like the format. I would love to do late night television as well. But you know, now that I'm here, I'm learning like, that's different from this, or like that's what they do on their show. So I don't know, it could change. I honestly think that my dream job like doesn't exist right now, because I think it's a combination of a lot of things.
Right.
So but we'll see. And it's just interesting because people say like television's dying, but like digital media is kind of dying. So it's like, okay, so
where do we land?
What is the truth? Yeah, where are we going? So I'm just trying to like get everything that I can, you know, while the internet is still popping. I would go to Miss Lori all the time and be like, this is what I want to do. What do I need to do?
Right.
And like just cry in her office because like, you know, maybe I didn't have the class that I needed. And she just, you know, sit down with me and figure out like a way to like make it work. And that's so appreciated because, you know, you're like one student, and people have so many students they have to deal with.
Right.
For her specifically to like take the time and like guide me and like nurture me and be like, okay, these are your options, like this is where you could go. And even like after I graduated, I was like, do you know anyone who works here? Like I want to do this. So like she was super, super helpful. Billy, I took script writing, and there was another class that I can't remember the name of it, but script writing was really cool because I like to write, but I was like, why am I gonna write scripts? Like I'm not gonna write a television show like this. This is a waste of time. But like when he broke down, like we would watch an episode of like Modern Family, or like what's that show they talk super fast? You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
With Rory, is it
Gilmore Girls?
Yes. And he was talking about how like their scripts have to be twice as long because they talk so fast. I was like,
you don't think about things like that.
You don't think about things like that. And so then that made me like watch television differently and like just listen to things, you know, normal people probably aren't paying attention to. I got my foundation at Auburn. I can't remember the name of this other class, but I know Kevin Smith taught it. And it was like an intro class, and that's when I first learned how to video edit on Premiere and a little bit of Photoshop, and that was like the basis. And I really didn't think that I would use editing that much, but it's really gotten me far. And definitely if it weren't for that class, I definitely wouldn't be where I'm at. And like all these classes like script writing improved my writing, and like Dr. Overpeck helped me like think, you know, a bigger picture, and like the intro class helped me learn how to edit. And so like all of these things like came together, and that's why I'm here. My advice to anyone is like do as many internships as possible. I think I did three or four.
Yeah.
Four. I did four, but like 3 during college and 1 outside of college, and do them in different areas. And so I don't know. I think once I figured out I wanted to do media studies, like school was way easier, and like
because you liked what you were doing.
Because I liked what I was doing. I knew who I could go to if I had questions. Sonequa Martin is in the CBS's Star Trek show, and she is from Huntsville, Alabama, and I found out she was a Bama fan. So on the day that she came, I wore like my Auburn stuff. And I was like, hey, I wore this shirt just for you. And she was like, you did not come in here with that on. And so we were like playful banter off of that, and I ended up doing this really fun like interview Instagram story, and she loved it. And I think that's been my favorite thing so far, because it's hard being so far away from home, and like just it was like a little slice of home, and I got to like jab at her too, so that was great.
That's awesome.